On today's video, we are going to be using ChatGPT to ask typical questions like, what are the skills of a Scrum Master? Hopefully, by the end of this video, we know little more skills other than facilitating, teaching, coaching, and mentoring. Those are the 4 typical skills of a Scrum Master. Then look at what are other skills a Scrum Master should have that can help them be a very successful Scrum Master. Welcome back to Aisha Scrum platform. I'm very happy to have you all join my platform. For my existing subscribers and my new subscribers, I welcome you all. All right, so looking at our video, and by the way, before we go into our video, if you are interested in mentorship, do not hesitate to email me at admin@aishascrumtech.com. So before I started this video, I included in the chat box, in the chat GPT, what are some skills Scrum Masters should have that can help them be successful, So ChatGPT, which is the AI tool, I'm sure by now you all know what this ChatGPT is all about. Some company are also implementing ChatGPT in their own database system so other people can use. As to be honest, if it's used wisely, it's actually a very useful tool to use alongside with your work. So I'm going to be doing like maybe a series of videos with ChatGPT to see what more can we get out of it, So I asked them the skills of a Scrum Master. So number 1 skills, which I'm very glad they put this as the number 1 skills, is expert knowledge of Scrum. So basically knowing deep understanding about the Scrum framework, the values and principles, right? And by the way, where do you all think is the first place to go for these skills and knowledge? Not skills, but knowledge. If you say it, is the Scrum Guide, right? So the Scrum Guide actually did a very good job explaining Scrum in their own point of view. And as you continue to work and as you gain experience, you can also add your lifetime experience in your knowledge of Scrum based on empiricism, right? Based on the skills and based on the experiments and the experiences you faced. But number 1 is expert knowledge of Scrum. So having that knowledge, right, can basically at least help you to have that foundation, because it is true, sometimes we will drift away from the books, right? Especially when it comes to the work, but we also have to account for the company's culture, the team's project, or basically the overall view of the current states of the team, like the maturity level of the team and all of that. But you, as a Scrum Master, it's very important for you to at least understand the basic. So ChatGPT is saying that you should have an expert knowledge in Scrum. And hopefully it's up to you to show how you can deliver that knowledge or deliver that skills to your team. All right, so the next thing we're looking at here is what are the next skills to have. It says facilitation skills. And to be honest, this is one skills that it was not easy to develop until now. I'm still like a work in progress for facilitation skills. And it's not just going to happen overnight, because sometimes as a facilitator, you have to know the difference between being part of the meeting, right? Or standing back and helping to guide them to ensure that they have a good and smooth meeting. So facilitation skills is actually a very, very important skill for a Scrum Master to have, and which is something that you will continue to build and grow and learn as you work as a Scrum Master. But this is another one of the core skills that basically written in almost every other place about what a Scrum Master should have. Facilitation skill is a good one. So let's see what ChatGPT says. Scrum Master should be skilled in guiding meeting, discussion, collaborative activities. And that's so true. Sometimes you're going to find yourself a lot whereby you will facilitate more than your Scrum event. Maybe like, for example, like a dependency sync-up meeting, right? Or maybe there's a conflict between your team and you have to call 1 or 2 people and you have to have that conversation, and you'll find yourself basically not participating in the meeting, but giving them a ground and a place where you can ask like open-ended question and help guide these people to solve their problem, right? Or also the same thing when you're facilitating meeting, you can just take side, right? Or choose this side or the other side. We just want to ensure that there is that one safe space, right, where everyone can come together and discuss the purpose of their meeting. And hopefully at the end of this, they were able to get some kind of benefit, value from this meeting. And you, the facilitator, will play a huge role in driving this meeting by not only looking at the agenda, ensuring that you are aligned with the agenda, with what's being discussed in the meeting, and also you're looking at the time box, which I'm terrible at that. If you notice, even my YouTube videos, they all have different times, right? But time box is actually a very, very good skills to also have as this meeting is going on. And also, always at the end, ensure that we are going back to the initial purpose where we are addressing that. And you can use these skills through more, not just only for your Scrum event, throughout all the meetings. So that's one skills you can build up and continue to build and practice, learn more and research to improve if you want to continue to be a Scrum Master, or you are interested in being a Scrum Master, or you are currently practicing as a Scrum Master. All right, so ChatGPT also mentioned the third skill to have is coaching and mentoring. It's interesting how they actually put those two things into one because they are very different, right? We all know there's differences in when you be wearing your stance as a coach and when you're wearing your stance as a mentor. By the way, what's the difference between a coach and a mentor? I really would like to hear from you all. Comment down below in our chat so we can hear from you all. And if you've been finding my content valuable, like and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. And if you're interested in mentorship, do not hesitate to email me at admin@aishascrumtech.com. You can also check our website online at www.aishatech.com. All right, so let's go back to the question. Hopefully you all have answered it down the comments below, the difference between a coach and a mentor, right? But before I tell you my own difference, let's see what ChatGPT says. So ChatGPT stated that the Scrum Master can act as a coach for the Scrum team. That is true. The product owner and the organization. Did you guys know that? So, because sometimes people always assume that a Scrum Master basically will only have to coach the development team. That's not true. As a Scrum Master, you do coach the development team. Yes, you do coach your product owner. And if time permits, or depending on your company, you might even be in a position to also even help drive Agile and drive Scrum and help coach and even mentor some of the people in the organization. But I know sometimes for the most part, it's senior Scrum Masters or Agile coaches that will play that role, right? But yes, as a Scrum Master, you do coach and also mentor your product owner, not just the development team. And they should possess strong coaching and mentoring skills to help others understand, embrace Scrum practice. I still feel like ChatGPT should have done a better job on separating those two, right? ChatGPT AI is a good tool, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they should have still separated the difference between wearing a coaching hat or being a mentor. Basically, you're mentoring. So let's talk about the difference between both, right? First of all, let's start with mentoring, right? So for mentoring, usually I see mentoring as when you basically, you, the mentor, already have experiences, right? You have experiences and you've already have a lot of life learning experiences you've had. And then you have a mentee, or maybe people from your team, can be anyone that is trying to gain lessons from your experiences, right? So basically, you are telling your mentee shortcuts to everything based on your own experience, right? And then they'll be like, oh, let's say, for example, I have someone that is interested in knowing how to facilitate Scrum events, right? How to facilitate daily Scrum. And then I will tell them, oh, by the way, in the past, this is how I've facilitated Scrum event, and this is how it has been so valuable to me. And then the mentee will be like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to try the same thing. That's mentorship. So you're gonna be basically guiding them and helping them, sometimes even help them with solutioning, right? Giving them answers based on your own experience. And for coaching, basically, you are not the one giving them any answer if you are a coach. As a coach, you basically asking powerful questions to the coachee so you can guide them help them to solution for themselves. You will not give this coachee an answer. Based on the problems they are coming to you with, based on those sessions, you will help them ask powerful, open-ended questions that can guide them to solution for themselves. So it's very, very different. Very, very different. So this is very important for me to say this. Because at work, sometimes you might have to coach the team based on an experience and they can try it if it works. And some things you can't just give them answer. You have to ask powerful questions that hopefully can guide them or lead them to look for those solutions. And they will try it and they will come back and give feedback. Oh, that worked or that didn't work. And at the same time, when they come back, you wear your coaching hat, you continue the process. And sometimes though, in that same session, you might be switching hats. You're like, okay, I'm currently in my coaching stance, and this is how you do it that way. And okay, if I'm wearing my mentoring hat, right? This is what I will have done. And it's always important to mention it if you're actually switching hats when you're in a session with mentee or a coach or a coachee. So that's why I'm saying that it's surprising that ChatGPT have those both in one sentence. All right. So the next thing they have, like for someone to be very good Scrum Master, to have basically be successful in your role, is conflict resolution, which I 100% agree. I feel like sometimes I don't see this a lot when we are addressing the skills of Scrum Masters. But to be honest, this is one area that I agree that if you do have how hopefully to manage and handle conflict can help the overall benefits of the team. Because remember, you are dealing with people, right? And we all know that when we are working with people and we are dealing with people, sometimes you might not even know you've already offended someone. And sometimes you're working with people from different cultural background, or sometimes you're working with people from different all over the world. Some things that you might not find offensive might be offensive to them without even you knowing. So as a Scrum Master, you have to learn how to handle this conflict and how you can help them hopefully solve this conflict or them guiding themselves into solving it. So if the conflict may arise in the Scrum team, which is true, the Scrum Master should have the ability to facilitate open communication, right? Creating that safe, psychological safe environment so people can feel open and safe to discuss this conflict they have, help find resolution that benefit the team and the project. And that is so true. Sometimes you have to create that session, even facilitate some of this conversation that hopefully at the end, they can come to an agreement and come to a common ground. That's a very, very good skills a Scrum Master should have. So the next thing we have is servant leadership, right? I know sometimes now, I don't know, recently they're calling it the true leader, right? But I still feel like servant leadership too, it's a very good skill. And we all know that that's something we all preach about, right? I am a servant leader. I am a servant leader. But it's not about you being a servant leader. But is your action, right? Your action speaking not only from your words, your action it actually reflects a certain leadership skills, right? Do you basically let's see what ChatGPT say, right? The Scrum Master should embody the principle of servant leadership, putting the needs of the Scrum team and organization above their own. This is a very powerful statement, right? As a servant leader, we serve others. So we actually win, we actually are successful when our team succeed. So that's how we should see our growth. And actually the same thing can go by for your mentor or your coachee, right? Actually for your mentee. So as your mentees are growing, are succeeding, as a mentor, as having the servant leadership hat, that's your growth, that's your success, right? That's successful for you. Basically, you're having other people's win, seeing it as your own win. Basically, the team winning is your win. Because why? We are serving them. We are there to help them, influence them, and guide them. So we should lead using the servant leadership skills. And sometimes you're going to hear people say, oh, I am a servant leader, I am a servant leader. But their actions speak towards just, it's me, 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 me. Then you team, are you there? Okay, then you guys next. It always shouldn't be about you. Especially as a Scrum Master, it should always be about others. If you truly, truly do have the servant leadership mindset and thinking, it should always be about the team, about the company, about the organization, about your customer, about others. And naturally, if you know you're not that you cannot build that skills. I don't know why I'm even laughing. And if you know you are not that kind of person naturally, because I know sometimes some people be like, oh, actually, I don't think I can do that. Then guess what? The Scrum Master job is not for you. Don't even go into that field. Because to be honest, even as a facilitator, sometimes you might not participate, except then sometimes, of course, if you have to coach or correct or guide the team, then you might put yourself in that shoe. But servant leadership is very, very important. And having that mindset will not only help you become a very good Scrum Master, it helps you on continuously as you go on to be an agile coach. More especially if an agile coach too, you always see the success of your Scrum Masters, your product owners, and the teams as your own success. And it's never about you. If you have that mindset, guess what? You will be the best Scrum Master ever in this company. All right. So let's go with the next thing ChatGPT is saying. Oh, I love that ChatGPT put this in here. Empathy and emotional intelligence. Very, very important, right? I know sometimes we as Scrum Masters, we are not the one actually doing the work, right? It's always going to be the development team, and sometimes to the product owner writing stories or the business analyst writing stories. We do more of a coaching, guiding them, and assisting them, removing impediments, blockers, and also ensure that we are able to guide them to them solving some of their problems, right? But the heavy lifting work itself is done by the team. So I think it's extremely important for us as a Scrum Master to be empathetic towards others, you know. So let's read what ChatGPT says. Understanding the emotion and perspective of the team member, stakeholder is crucial for a Scrum Master. I 100% agree with ChatGPT. I 100% agree that they put this is crucial for a Scrum Master to have these skills, whereby you are empathetic towards others and you also have this emotional intelligence. Empathy and emotional intelligence help them build strong relationship and foster a positive team culture. And that is so true, because if you've already created a safe, secure environment where you are mindful about emotional intelligence, you are empathetic towards your team, naturally they will open up to you. They will be honest about the work, and also they can escalate things earlier and also discuss in retrospective and participate in retrospective, because they know that this environment is safe and your Scrum Master, they are empathetic towards them and you are able to help guide them to solution for themselves. It's not only even for a Scrum Master role, this is just in general in life. Being empathetic is very, very important. So I love that ChatGPT also included this in the skills for a Scrum Master should have. All right, so the next thing you have is problem solving skills. This is a very, very important skill, right? If you look at conflict resolution, you look at problem solving skills, because sometimes not just only conflict we are solving, sometimes it can be different things, right? It can even be like any issues like troubleshooting things at work, impediments following up, risks, how you've identified those risks, how you're mitigating it, all these different ways we be solving problems, you know, when new things arise, how are you able to brainstorm with the team and decide how to help guide to solve these issues. So all these different skills and you be having that open-minded towards it is like a very, very good thing to have as a Scrum Master. So these problem-solving skills to have, let's see what ChatGPT says. Identify impediments, right? We've already explained what I've already been saying. Obstacle that hinder the team progress and be skills in finding effective solution. That is so true. That's one of the many hats we wear, where we basically, not to distract the team, we play the role of investigating and looking and connecting people, guiding. We're looking for ways how we can help guide them to solution. Even sometimes we have to escalate things so we can able to identify it early and not wait till when it's too late, right? So that's a very good one. So the next thing they have is communication skills, right? Effective communication is essential for Scrum Master to convey idea facilitate discussion, and provide clear guidance to the Scrum team and stakeholder. This is so true. Remember, communication skills is important. That means at all times we are communicating with others. We are all ensuring there's alignment between the team. We have a place that we've already documented what we want to, how we want to work as a team, like our working agreements. And also we already discussed different ways how we can communicate as a team. How do we address impediments? How do we solve conflict? How do we address challenges? And all of these things, we continue to have this communication together as a team. And to be honest, we Scrum Master drive this communication a lot in the team. And don't be that Scrum Master where after daily Scrum, after your meeting, they'll be like, okay, team, bye, see you tomorrow. Don't be that Scrum Master, right? It's always important for us to keep the communication going and always reminding the team, oh, we are here to guide you if you need any assistance, you have any blockers. Don't wait till the next day to say things. Just let us know right now, so we can address it. You are the one driving that as a Scrum Master. So if you're that Scrum Master that will just do a meeting and just keep quiet, guess what? That's how your team will be. So sometimes I'll hear people be like, oh, my team are very quiet. My team are not collaborating. My team are not doing that. So the first thing I always ask them, like, what have you done so far to help solve it, right? What are your current way of communicating to your teams? Oh, we don't have none. We only meet in daily Scrum. Oh, so how do you expect your team to communicate, right? So that's why it's very important for us to drive this and know how to communicate. Also be very mindful about different cultures in case you might have in your team, right? So next thing is change management. This is very, very nice one. I really like that they have this here too. Implement Scrum often involve cultural and organizational change. The Scrum Master should be experienced in change management to guide the organization through the transition to Scrum. It's actually talking about when companies go through transformation, I guess guiding them through this change. And not only that, so sometimes even a scope change too. Or there's a big initiative change in your job where they are implementing Agile. Sometimes too, as we are implementing Agile in companies, sometimes we go through a lot of experiments, right? So you, the Scrum Master, have to be open-minded and accept change. You cannot be that Scrum Master that always be complaining, like, oh my God, another change again. So if you are going to those teams complaining, what do you expect the Scrum teams to do? They'll be worse than you. They'll just escalate things and make things even worse or even big, right? So that's why it's always best to have a very good growth mindset, right? Open-minded. And if you don't know this, what I'm talking about, this mindset I'm talking about, I have a video I did, what is Agile? Watch that video. That can also help you with your mindset shift in case you're having this trouble as a Scrum Master. But that change management, it's part of it should definitely be part of our DNA, right? Part of our nature, where you are not afraid of change. You basically, of course, sometimes you question it, but you are actually still open for it and not be so negative about it and just go negative. Then the PO will be negative, then the team will be negative, then by the time you know it, everyone is so discouraged that nobody will want to try it. So that's why it's very important for you, the Scrum Master, to be open-minded. And that's why I can see why even ChatGPT will throw this in here. All right, so the last thing is continuous improvement mindset. It's actually a very, very, very good one. Oh, wow, ChatGPT. Very proud of ChatGPT AI. Although I didn't agree with what they wrote about combining these two, this coaching and mentoring. But to be honest, so far, this list, it's powerful. It's really, really very, very good key points, right? So continuous improvement mindset, that is so true, right? And I think this is very important, not just for only Scrum Masters, even us Agile coach, right? Always, at all time, we have to have the mindset of we can continuously improve, right? There's no such thing that, oh, I've known it all, I've done it all. Even me right here, I feel like I'm even just getting started. I know it's kind of sound crazy because I feel like there's still a lot I have to learn, a lot I can help know and learn, a lot of things that I want to know. So this continuous improvement mindset is extremely important, not only for you, for the Scrum Master to have before you even decide to be a Scrum Master. Because why? Because if you have that mindset, it's very easy for you to impact your team, and empower them to do the same, right? So that's why we have retrospective. It's not only retrospective time, we want to continue improvement. At all time, Agile team should be open-minded and know that we should always try to be better than what we were yesterday or last week or 2 weeks ago, right? Even we as naturally as human, right? We should always want to know that we will never know it all, right? We always want to be in a place where we want to grow and do better and grow as a person. So I 100% agree with this statement that this continuous improvement mindset is very, very important because we also always want to seek to learn, know that there's always more to learn, and there's always different ways we can grow, and the same thing too for the team. And if we have that mindset as Scrum Masters, guess what? The same thing will happen for the team. The team also want to be so happy to learn something new. They'll be so happy to want to know that they have their work in progress, right? They can be perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect, but we can just make efforts and continue to do better each time. So let's look at the next thing, adaptability, right? So I like that they put this adaptability. This may be now going back to the Scrum guide, right? The how do you call that? The three things, I forgot, the three artifacts, right? Inspect, adaptation, right? And transparency. So this adaptation is just going back to what the Scrum guide also added in there, right? Adaptability is actually adaptability agile environment dynamic require many change frequently, and the Scrum should be able to adapt and capable of embracing change. And this relates so well to the change management, but sometimes you want to see change, right? Or you might be introduced to a change and not everyone will act on it. So this adaptability is saying for you to be open and be willing to adapt to those changes, right? And also try it, right? Don't always be just dismissive and like, oh no, I want a new thing, I'm not doing it. But just be open-minded and wanting to be adaptable to something new that you might not familiar with. And the last but not the least that they have in here is technical knowledge. I know there's a huge controversy on this. Should a Scrum Master be technical? Should a Scrum Master shouldn't be technical? To be honest, I don't see anything wrong with the Scrum Master being technical. And I don't see anything wrong too with the Scrum Master not being technical. But I also do see the value of a Scrum Master being technical. But it's very important that as you are a Scrum Master that's technical, then hopefully you will not drift away from these skills, like being a servant leader, right? And not so worried about the actual workload itself or how they're doing the coding, but you are looking at them in this format, being a servant leader, being empathetic, basically being a problem solver and guiding the team beyond just what they are actually physically work doing. So that's why some companies, they prefer actually some Scrum Masters that do have technical background, and also some Scrum Master. I know from my experience, so I've seen like leadership too that they want a Scrum Master that do not have any technical background because of their previous experience having one where they'll be dictating work for the team or basically arguing with team members saying that no, you are wrong, not even giving people chance to even fail, right? And learn from that mistake and then grow. They just want it to be perfect and on their own way. But to be honest, I see nothing wrong with a Scrum Master being technical. Why not strict requirement? Having a technical knowledge can be beneficial as a Scrum Master. I 100% agree. Especially in software development project, it helps you understand the technical challenge faced by the team in facilitating technical discussion. That is so true. I know a very good Scrum Master that has a technical knowledge, and she's very empathetic, and she'll like take her heart and help these people because she understands their pain, right? Some technical Scrum Masters who are one of the best Scrum Masters, because they already know, they've been in that position in the past, so they can feel their pain and know how it's like to basically be in that shoe. So I've also seen some Scrum Masters that are not technical, that are very, very compassionate to basically practice all of these skills. If you've been finding my content valuable, like and subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in mentorship, do not hesitate to email me at admin@asiascrumtech.com. Thank you for watching this video.